I'm gone.
Never got the worm.
Tell me when you start.
I already started like 10 seconds ago. Zach's never dying the worm. So yeah, once again we were supposed to go to Rapids.
This is the look of a broken man.
Once again we were supposed to go to Rapids. Once again, Alberto's like, yeah, can't really do it. I literally just got out of my test, but I got, and he's just like, hey, guess what? We can't go. We're like, oh God, please. So he says early next week.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not.
I'd like
Sorry, you're getting he's gonna be here for like another hour, right?
Huh?
You're only gonna be here for like another hour?
I'll be here until 3.
I actually haven't eaten anything since 6:30 a.m. So
Panera.
I'm having, what time is it now?
It's 2:30.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you can just tell your mom to come at 4 or something.
Nah.
And here's a dog. Well, my dog. He's walking there for some reason. I'll take it. And I just covered him. What's that beeping? Professional Zephron card. Show him the card. Professional Zephron card throwing because we're bored. He's so charming. Okay. Ready? Where'd it even go? Oh, it flew past me.
It almost hit you.
There's Zephron.
Oh, fuck. I should probably be checking my phone.
I got the best camera angle of all time. I got the best camera
I
angle.
think my mom just called.
Look at this camera angle. Look at the screen.
My dad just called. Hold on, let me call my dad back. Give me a second.
Okay, so, Zach left about an hour ago. Yeah, he only stayed for about an hour because, we thought we were going to go to Rapids, like I said in the past videos, but, it didn't really work out. Carlos had to back out once again, and he was our ride, so, what I think we're going to do is I think we're going to make a Renegade Rapids group of sorts. Well, we might just tag it on to his. He said early next week, but when he's not specific, it usually means it's not going to happen. So just to avoid any risk, I'm biting a bunch of people, going down my contacts list, and then we might get a Rapids day. So hopefully that will happen in the near future. I'm leaving next Friday, so fresh JI, so hopefully within the next couple of days. Now that Zach's actually gone, I thought I'd take the time, because I realized I forgot to actually talk about this on the day of, but I'm just going to give my impressions going down the list of Nintendo's E3 lineup. Honestly, Nintendo's probably one of the few, Nintendo and online PC games and stuff like that, are only the few companies I actually play games for. Like, I don't have any Sony consoles. Well, I have a PS2, but I never really play it. I don't have any Microsoft consoles, so I thought I'd just talk about, by the way, Game of Thrones Pride. Just thought I'd just talk about the games that were announced for Nintendo and what their lineup meant to me. So, obviously, I'm just going to go down the list I have here. I'm not really going to talk about the conference as a whole. I'm going to talk about the individual games. Because you kind of saw reactions to the conference already a few days ago. But, okay, so, the first piece of news is that Mii's were announced as a playable... I'm going to just go first with the Super Smash Bros. 4 new characters. Mii's were announced as playable characters in Super Smash Bros. 4. It's not just one Mii. It's any Mii. So you can pick any Mii out there, and you can play as them. So you pretty much play anyone. The ones they advertised, Elijah Wood, Ice-T. It was pretty funny. I definitely plan on playing as Filthy Frank. Or Chugga. I mean, I can even play as Chugga. You can play as Reggie Fils-Aimé, but that's even a whole different thing. The next, they announced Palutena, which I am really excited for. She's probably going to be one of my main, because, in my lineup, because I've been just recently started playing Kid Icarus Uprising. I'm pretty far in the game, about 25% in. It's an excellent game. I really, really like it. It's leading out to be one of my favorite games so far. But Palutena is an amazing character, and she's hilarious. So I'm really excited to play as her. And finally, they announced Pac-Man, which I wouldn't really play as him, but it's just the concept of adding Pac-Man to this game as a whole. Because if you think about it, the idea of having Mario, Pac-Man, Mega Man, and Sonic duking it out 20 years ago was like forbidden. It was like taboo. And now we literally got a screenshot of Mario, Pac-Man, Mega Man, and Sonic. 4 rivaling companies were battling each other in the same game. So I think it's just revolutionary that they're adding Pac-Man and what they can do within a game with gaming these days, as opposed to the late 1980s, early 1990s. And it just shows how much the industry's developed in the recent years. I think that's the whole reason why Pac-Man is in this game. So now, enough with Super Smash Bros. 4 news. We're going to go down a list of individual games. I'm going to go with the actual definitive ones before, and then the ones that are a little... nobody really knows much about them then. So first we have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is a Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario 3D World spin-off. Captain Toad's a character in those games. If you've played Super Mario Galaxy, the Galaxy games, and 3D World, you'll know Captain Toad. He's getting his own puzzle adventure game. It looks really fun. I'm very interested in getting. I don't have a Wii U at the moment, but a lot of these games have made me very interested. A lot of these games are system sellers. I wouldn't necessarily say Captain Toad is Treasure Tracker is a system seller, but it is definitely a game I would get if I already owned the system. I mean, it looks very fun. It's an excellent Mario spin-off. I mean, Captain Toad's been making a name for himself in the past few games, so it's pretty interesting to see that how they take a Toad game. That's going to be very interesting. It might determine like the net rust. It might determine what they can get away with in terms of spin-offs. Like we might be seeing like Waluigi, Daisy, more Peach games, maybe Bowser Jr., all these things. If this Toad game works, we can get a ton of spin-offs. It would be pretty great. But a game I'm really excited for is Hyrule Warriors. I think that might be the system seller for me, just because they announced, they already announced Impa beforehand, but Impa's on, the Hyrule Warriors version of Impa it's sort of a hybrid of the Skyward Sword Impa and Ocarina of Time Impa. I'm talking about Zelda right now, so if you've never played Zelda, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But Hyrule Warriors, just a little preface, it's the creators of Dynasty Warriors teamed up with the creators of Legend of Zelda, and they're pretty much making a Dynasty Warriors styled game set in the Zelda universe. So it's pretty much a big war in Hyrule, and it's massive on a massive scale. And they've announced that you can play through the story as Link, Zelda, and Impa was already announced. Which I think she's honestly one of the greatest designs for a video game character, period. She just looks so badass. I'm just so excited to play her. So it's Link, Zelda, Impa, and Midna. Midna, if you don't know, is my favorite video game sidekick ever. Possibly one of my favorite fictional characters. She's just so amazing. I love Midna. She's honestly one of the best characters ever conceived. She's just so badass. I mean, she's badass, she's funny, she's sexy at the end of the game when she transforms. Spoilers for Twilight Princess, a game that's like came out over about 8 years ago, almost 10 years ago. But yeah, I'm really excited for Hyrule Warriors. It might be the system seller for me. It comes out in September or October, I'm not sure. One of those. But then there was, they showed another trailer for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. If you don't know already, Pokemon Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, that like trio of games is my definitive Pokemon game and my definitive turn-based RPG. So honestly, I cannot express the amount of hype I have for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm just, oh my god. I think that might be one of my most anticipated games of all time. I don't think I've been this excited for a game in a long time. Probably since Skyward Sword. I mean, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I keep getting confused, look tremendous. I mean, it's X and Y engine. They're recreating Ruby and Red Sapphire, which are possibly one of the best games ever made. And they're putting it in the X and Y engine, which is possibly one of the best graphical engines ever made, for my opinion, just how good it looks for a Nintendo game. I mean, Nintendo isn't really known for their graphics, but honestly, it just looks phenomenal. Then there's Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I really enjoyed Kirby Canvas Curse on the DS, and now they're doing it again. This time, instead of the theme being paint, it's going to be clay, which I'm really enjoying. I'm really looking forward to that. I really like Kirby Canvas Curse. Was a great game. A very underrated game on the Nintendo DS. I would check it out if you haven't played it yet. Most of you probably haven't played it yet. It's very, very uncommon, but definitely check it out. It's a great, great game. Very unique. So they're doing that again, this time on the Wii U, so I'm excited for that. It's a direct sequel, I think, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. But then we have Mario Maker, which allows you to make your own Mario levels. So I think that's kind of amazing, because people have been doing it online for years. You got ROM hacks, you got Flash games, you got everything. You can do whatever pretty much online. Nintendo sees that and they say, hey, people really enjoy making their own Mario levels. Why don't we monetize off of this? So they're going to make a profit now off of something we do online for free. But still, I'm very looking forward to it. Because not only can you play on the original... It's set up in the same way that Mario Paint was set up with the control scheme and the display. But not only can you present your custom-created levels in the original 8-bit Super Mario Bros. Graphics, you can also switch to the new Super Mario Bros. U graphical style as well, and just switch back and forth while you're designing and while you're playing, which I think is a great idea. It really looks like a great, great creator. It's not even a game itself, it's just a creative outlet, and I'm really excited for that. A lot of these games are system sellers, honestly. So, second to last, third to last, we have Splatoon. Splatoon is a new IP. It's a new game entirely. It kind of reminds me of Team Fortress 2, honestly. If you never played Team Fortress 2, I'm not really a big player of it, but I really enjoy the concept and I really enjoy the videos, but I don't really dive into it that much. I might dive into it a little bit more, because it's free to play now. But back when it costed money, I really just played it at a friend's house and watched YouTube videos and stuff. But honestly, it looks like it looks like actually less grounded version of Team Fortress 2, if you think about that. Oh god, my leg. You guys saw my leg. What's it called? So it's pretty much you are half human, half squid hybrid. Nintendo going all crazy, and pretty much you have these like paint guns. One team I think is blue, one team is orange, but they switched up the colors, I think. You pretty much, it's pretty much an all-out battle, and you pretty much gotta mark your territory. So what you do is you go around and you splatter an area with your colored paint, and basically it's sort of like, and you shoot each other in the process. So it's a multiplayer game. It's a multiplayer FPS in the fashion of COD and all those kind of games, COD, Halo, and Team Fortress 2, obviously. It's with these new IPs, and it's pretty awesome, and looks very interesting. Nintendo's going to step in the right direction towards fans that would like Microsoft and Sony fanboys that typically just play shmups and FPS games and stuff. So it's really catering to that audience, as well as it's more of cartoonish though. So it's also catering to the people like me that like those cartoonish games. So also Miyamoto was teasing a new Star Fox. He had it blurred out on the screen, which means he hasn't officially announced it yet, but you know it's coming. They showed Star Fox in the background, and honestly, Star Fox is one of the best most solid franchises besides Adventures, which I loved and everyone else hated, but I'm just going to say besides Adventures because I don't want to make anyone mad. Besides Adventures, pretty much one of the most solid franchises out there. But now they're making a Star Fox game for Wii U. It was inevitable. I mean, I'm excited, but it was inevitable. But finally, the game I am most excited for about the entire E3 lineup is the new Legend of Zelda. If you didn't know about me, Legend of Zelda is my favorite video game franchise, hands down. Legend of Zelda dominates my top 5, maybe even 10 games. I have played at least some. I've beaten most, but I've played at least some of every single Zelda game. The characters are fantastic. The stories are fantastic. Just how it's so bound in this universe that you just become absorbed into this world of Hyrule. Hyrule Warriors is coming out too, but so this is the next official Zelda title, non-spin-off game, but they've announced that it's going to be in an open-world fashion similar to Skyrim. If you've never played Skyrim, Skyrim is a game that does have a story, but it is based on exploration of a massive world. It is non-linear. It is completely open-ended. You do whatever you want, and eventually you might stumble upon the story. That's the point of the game. You just play for fun, and you explore and you're going. They are making a game like that set in ancient Hyrule. How awesome is that? Most fans are speculating that it takes place in the colonial era. Well, which people are calling the era between the Skyward Sword and the Minish Cap, when they establish the king, when the humanity goes. Well, you won't understand this. When humanity goes down to, if you never played Zelda, you won't understand this. Goes down from Skyloft to actual ground, the grounds below, and they finally colonize Hyrule, and colonize the land and make it Hyrule. So they're thinking about it's probably an explorer sent down or something. That's a great theory, but honestly, what makes me the most excited is that we're not sure if this character is Link. We're not even sure if it's male or female. It's just he or she. We don't know yet. And it would be really interesting to see a main series Legend of Zelda game told from the perspective of another character. They're probably going to say, oh, it's Link. But honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it could be anyone. And that's pretty great. It kind of reminded me more of Ilia than Link. Ilia, who's a character from Twilight Princess. And then Link at all. So I'm really, really excited about that. I can't wait, actually. But that's pretty much this year's lineup. I mean, there was some other stuff like the Amiibos and Xenoblade and stuff like that I don't really play and I don't really care for. But honestly, this was one of the best E3s yet. Nintendo obviously won this year's E3. I mean, it's not even a question. But honestly, I think this might have been the best E3 yet. It could have been. They announced so many great games. This E3 press conference was a system seller for me. I'm going to get the Wii U. It's inevitable at this point. I was going to wait for the next console generation and just jump in then. But no, I think Wii U is going down. I think I'm getting it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys, for watching. Sorry nothing much happened today. It was supposed to be Rapids Day, but you will maybe get a Rapids in the near future. I don't know. It might happen. I've been waiting to show you guys Rapids. Sorry it's been taking so long. It's not my fault. It's not Zach's fault. It's not anyone's fault but Alberto's. But we're not going to blame him because he's cool. So, thanks guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed today's vlog.